Journalists insulted gamers and then lost everything. Now they're begging gamers for money. I got no idea what this is about. Let's go.
Hey guys, hope you've been having a great weekend.
Sorry, that's a bit silent, isn't it?
Hey guys, hope you've been having a great weekend. And I wanted to talk to you about this, wanted to bring you this today. NintendoLife.com said, editorial, gamers, support the people and sites you love before it's too late. This is in reference to what we talked about the other day regarding layoffs occurring at Polygon, where, to elaborate a little bit, it looked like Polygon essentially got gutted with layoffs and sold off to Valnet. And the fact that Polygon had numerous articles talking about how terrible gamers are, it's hilarious that Nintendo Life is trying to get gamers to give them money. Not the first time we've seen something like this happen, where a company or some game devs insult gamers and then think they're entitled to gamers' money and or just overtly beg for it. So we're going to read that article trying to convince gamers that we should give these people our money. But first, a quick refresher on some of the things that led up to this, because this is actually really amusing, at least in my opinion. I think you'll agree though. If you saw my coverage of this from the other day, you might remember this.
Can someone just tell me why the head is so freaking big? Like, what is actually going on there?
Post that I read in the video, which I'm not going to read the full thing of right now, but
everyone's head is just giant.
There's something really funny. You'll see what I'm getting at. Okay. So this person, Cecilia, said, in response to Kotaku's article, Polygon sold to Valnet and hit with mass layoffs. Cecilia saying, this is absolutely horrifying. Scoop up these great reporters. More mainstream outlets would benefit from game industry coverage from experts. And it's really funny because we're seeing that is the rhetoric that they're trying to spread. Like, oh, you definitely got to hire these people. They're gonna do a great job. Yeah, X to doubt. But you got like Chris Plant here.
What in the world? I had these great reporters, site is dead thanks to them. On Blue Sky as well. I can't even wrap my head around this, man. This is just insanity.
For example, saying, I'm no longer with Polygon. If you're hiring, please consider the many talented writers and editors now on the market. Every one of them deserves a spot on your staff. I won't be talking more about the sale because I wasn't involved. Going to hang out with my kid. Taking wins where I can. Well, the last part of that's nice, but like, bro. Trying to prop up these people who wrote a bunch of like inflammatory slop for years. Be like, oh yeah, you should totally hire these people.
Professionals, by the way.
Taking a brief look at a few more of these journalists. We've got Patrana R saying, I was just thinking earlier this week, man, I love my job. And I'm so excited to jump into summer blockbuster season. And now I don't have my job, so...
Unlucky.
Anna Diaz saying, I am among the many folks who got laid off today. Many of them, guys. Many of them. Don't have anything good or thoughtful to say on it at the moment. Gutted. Sad. Feel completely screwed.
I mean, if all of them just wrote shit articles, they got no right to complain. They're the reason it's gone. Like, they're the reason it's gone. What are you complaining about? Is they upset they lost their access to free games because they can become a YouTuber and talk about games on YouTube? Nothing is stopping them. Oh, you mean if they're upset about that? I mean, I don't think that's what they're upset about. I generally think to them, this job makes them feel important. This job gives them some meaning to life. They feel like they're contributing to something while they're just pooping. All they do is shit. They just poop.
F Vox Media Management forever. They did this on May Day. Vox Media Union forever. And Pete Volk saying, along with just about everyone else at Polygon, I am now working out of a job. I'm now out of a job, excuse me. Working out of a job. How did I get that wrong? Ending over a decade at Vox Media for me. Working at Polygon, oh, maybe I like blended that with the one above it. Who knows? Working at Polygon was a wonderful experience, and I'm proud of the work we did there. I will be
Okay,
looking for
sure,
work as well
whatever.
as starting my own projects on the side. Stay tuned. So yeah, that was just a very
Okay.
small sample of the plentiful, many talented slop writers over at Polygon that got laid off and now they're looking for a job. You know, I'm sure Nintendo Life is going to make a great argument for why we should all support.
Sorry, editorial. Gamers, support the people and sites you love before it's too late. But gamers don't love this site. That's the issue. It's gone because gamers didn't enjoy it.
Everybody enjoyed this shit as long as they didn't have to read the article.
Like, we are supporting the people and sites and games that we care about because they're good. You just weren't good enough. Sorry to tell you.
These people, we should send them our money and whatever else. So let's see what they got to say here. Well, we've come to the end of a week that's seen the end of two gaming institutions as we've known them for many years. The departure of Dan Rickert and Jeff Grubb from Giant Bomb on Thursday was swiftly followed by news of layoffs at Polygon, following the site's sale to Valnet, owner of Screen Rant. Seeing these top-tier
creators!
They did not say that. Seeing these top-tier creators and games journalists unceremoniously cast aside has been a shock for anybody who's followed and enjoyed their work over the years. Yeah.
Who apart from themselves were shock? Bro! You have to go to work to Kitsu, thank you, Bengu. Because she's a better journalist than any of these guys and it's not even her job. 100% agreed.
It's absolutely shocking. Who could have seen this coming? It's not like numerous gaming journalist outlets have been getting layoffs for the last number of years and seen a massive decrease in viewership and people who care about their work unless they're just like laughing at their work. But yeah, it's shocking stuff, man. Crazy. Never could have seen this coming.
Never.
We're a month away from the new Nintendo console launch, something we've been waiting for so long. And yet many of the critic voices fans are most keen to hear have been deplatformed this week in circumstances that leave us, if not surprised, then
Hey, chat, were you waiting for your favorite Polygon articles on the Switch too? Were you waiting for your favorite author to write something up? But nobody gives a shit about game journalists anymore. Because they're all freaking paid off anyway. Like, anyone that wants news or opinions about a console or games is gonna ask their friends or watch a YouTuber. Like, bro, fuck Nintendo, this isn't about Nintendo. It's about game journals.
I don't know. Personally, I enjoy having someone call me racist for liking Super Mario.
And Minecraft. This guy.
thoroughly depressed and dumbfounded. Who is us, like other gaming journalists, by decisions taken by management at Fandom and Valnet? This is so funny. Whether you've been an avid Giant Bomb fan since the original Jesterman/Davis days, jumped on board in the mid-2010s, or are a more recent convert, the Giant Bomb cast and Beast cast for a good spell there. Okay, I must like I'm sorry, I'm messing my words up so much. I'm so confused. I've never heard of any of these people or like any of these groups.
Same.
Am I the weird one? Am I just completely out of the loop?
No.
Like, is everyone else in on this and I just don't know? Because that's how I feel right now.
No. Chad, do you know any of them? I bet not.
With the way they're like talking about this stuff. And they've been a fixture of many a gamer's week since starting in 2008. Even if you never watched a single GB video, the podcast radio style warmth and informed but informal tone set the template for many a gaming podcast in the following years. And epic multi-hour Game of the Year episodes became yearly traditions for listeners to look forward to and savor. Vinny, Brad, Alex, and Jeff.
Do we have the podcast's name? The podcast's radio style warmth and form. There's no. How many views did they get? Like, Peace Custom Mr. Peace channel. When I want information on a game, I go to gamers, not a journalist. Bro, let me just pull up that one video. That one video. This is around the time everyone realized that game journals are idiots. Yes, the Cuphead one. This is when it happened. When everyone started realizing, when like the general public started realizing that journalists, game journalists specifically, are not gamers. How is this video real? How is this real? A 5-year-old could get this. Literally, me as a 5-year-old, I got this in different games. This is rage bait? It's not. This is not rage bait. Me after lobotomy? Bro, and it keeps going. And it keeps going. Bro, he did it. He did it. He did it. Oh my god, he did it. Oh, no. Not this time, though. Oh, yeah!
You can really give this game 2 minutes of time.
Yeah. And it's over. And it's over. Oh, no, he got it. Journalism. Me after 10 shots of tequila. No, I guarantee you would play better. I guarantee you would play better.
Respective departures across
Let me go 10 seconds back.
epic multi-hour Game of the Year episodes became yearly traditions for listeners to look forward to and savor. Vinny, Brad, Alex, and Jeff's respective departures across 2021 and 2022 might have felt like the last straws, but fandom pulling down episode number 888 feels like the definitive end of an era. Then there's ValNet's acquisition.
Episode 888? And no one has heard of this? What are you doing?
Of Polygon and the subsequent layoffs. It feels like a tentpole of modern games media falling. For over 12 years, the site's writers have consistently put out some of the best articles in the space. So the talent being thrown away with this round of layoffs is confounding. Firing your most experienced staffers mere weeks before an important console launch suggests something about the standard of coverage these companies are interested in providing their audience, you might think. Yeah, okay.
No, I don't think so. I think they just weren't worth keeping. That they were too problematic and that no one read the articles. Like, game journalism is a dead profession that nobody gives a fuck about anymore. And they have probably come to realize that.
Keep glazing. Then we got Chris Grant, the Polygon founder. I think that's who this guy is. He says, their press release proudly calls Polygon a premium gaming publication, but ValNet literally refused to meet with me or answer a single question of mine throughout this process. They were wildly and curious about how a gaming publication even becomes premium. Maybe they're like trying to say that now it's premium, now that it's gone from you guys. I don't know though. I have no idea. To be quite frank, it's not like I care about Polygon now. I still think it's probably going to be garbage. But I'm just trying to understand the logic here. Maybe that's what they were getting at in that press release. And Nintendo Life continues. If you're a fan of those voices from Giant Bomb or Polygon, or any of the writers and creators who've suffered layoffs in recent times, remember that the vast majority are online, searchable, and crucially, supportable. They may not be known on the platform you've previously found them on for years, but they're almost certainly out there doing great work. No, apparently they're not. Apparently they like don't do any work right now. What do you mean? If you love that work and you're in a position,
they're literally not doing any work. All of them have just admitted to, yep, I'm affected by the layoffs. Unlucky.
position to subscribe to their Patreon, fling them a few quid over Ko-Fi, or sign up as a supporter. Yikes. Please do. Assuming that these sites and streams will just survive and their creators can simply jump ship to a smaller gig when the iceberg looms is wishful thinking. Willing but not in the financial position to send your hard-earned cash to a bunch of writers and podcasters and streamers? Hey, as anyone working in games media will tell you, it's tough out there. And there's no shortage of good causes in need of support these days. Remember, though, that just downloading and listening to podcasts on the free feeds, watching streams, and turning off ad blockers on sites like this one, for instance.
Blanket statement true. Just listening helps. Blanket statement true. Just watching the content of someone you want to support helps. But the shameless self-plug. But the shameless self-plug there. Also, nobody cares about them. Nobody wants to support them is the issue. I often hate being a guy. Sometimes I just wish I could go on without my cat accidentally stepping on my peanut. Same happened to Hexagon yesterday.
About to say.
Makes a big difference. They then show this person, Kaylee Rowena, over on Blue Sky, saying, I wanted to collect links people are posting to good Polygon adjacent sites, plus ways to follow/support folks who've been laid off from there. Almost certainly extremely incomplete, but maybe it'll be helpful. So yeah, that person said this is a list of Polygon adjacent sites. In other words, this is probably a good list of sites to avoid. How
yeah, I was
of them
about
to
to
make
say.
this list for us. Going on to say, GoFundMe set up by members of the Vox Media Union to support fired union members.
Huh?
So yeah, I totally called it. I mean, it was really obvious. Probably I'm not the only person who thought it, but in my coverage of this from the other day, I did say, yeah, these people are probably just going to go like make a GoFundMe and beg for money. Maybe blame gamers for them getting fired too. That might be a, you know, a bonus that they try and go with.
Bro, nowadays, everyone and their mom is making GoFundMes. But GoFundMe for people that are union members? I don't know, that's just weird.
I think understanding lately.
What am I misunderstanding?
Union members are only people that work there still. These people got fired, so they're no longer union members. It's for the people that got fired.
Why do they have to mention that they're fired union members specifically?
Because
It's
if
just
you're working for the company, you're automatically part of a workers' union. For the most part. So that's literally just people who's like, oh, we can't legally give them money, so here, donate.
Unions are supposed to save emergency funds for these situations. That's what I was thinking. Like, aren't unions supposed to be able to support you in that time? Like, what?
They're kind of used.
Yeah, this is just this is just dumb. Also, notice how all of them Blue Sky accounts.
And then I guess we've got a
Oh my
bunch
God,
of links
even
to their
more.
various Blue Skies. So these are all
Someone
people
has
who
Twitch.
got fired from Polygon, apparently. Anyways, yeah, it's basically that. So what do you guys think, gamers? You gonna support the people and sites you love before it's too late, just like Nintendo Life is saying here? Did they convince you? Make a compelling argument? You're gonna go send them money on their GoFundMe or whatever? I feel really weird after reading all this stuff. Like, I just don't understand what these people are all even thinking. Like, in most gaming circles, it seems like the majority of people don't like outlets like Kotaku and IGN and Polygon, etc., etc. So these people really write a bunch of inflammatory stuff and or just like slop that no one really cares about at all. No one really reads this stuff. Their viewership numbers get worse and worse. And then they then try to like ask people on the internet to send them money when that work obviously doesn't go well.
Yeah.
I mean, like, what are they even doing here? Yeah, I really just don't get it.
That's
weird
the way to go, man.
Stuff, but maybe someone can explain, or maybe you all agree. Like, do you not get this either? How's that business model supposed to be a good one? And why do they think like they're owed money by people online for all that stuff? Again, I don't get it. But let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed my coverage. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing. Appreciate ya. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday and a great week ahead. I'll see you in the next one.
Hey, they all
Hey guys,
heads.
thanks for tuning in. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed my coverage.
What?
If you did, please appreciate ya. Have
Why?
a wonderful rest of your Sunday.
What? Why are they all bobbleheads? I'm focusing on unnecessary things. Whatever. Whatever. Funko Pops? No, they look better than Funko Pops. Or whatever. I digress. Yeah, like, subscribe, I don't know. Pet a dog. Kiss a cat. Bye.